Greetings, everybody. I want to share very briefly, in just a minute or two, a dream that I had last night. In the last day or two, Mary and I have finished reading the Gospel of Matthew and obviously read chapters 27 and 28 consecutively. But in chapter 27, when we see Peter's denial, we see Peter's fear, I'd been praying, and again, I don't know about you, but this doesn't happen to me all the time, or hardly ever, where I read something in the scripture and then I have a vivid spiritual dream about it. That doesn't happen routinely. Last night it did. And having read of the petrifying response of Peter to the little girl, your accent betrays you as having been with Jesus. Surely you were part of the Galilean crew, to the point where Peter actually said, I don't know the man. Can you imagine that? I had a dream last night, having read that and having prayed, that I wouldn't be naive and stupid enough to assume that I didn't have that kind of betraying fear in my heart regarding Jesus. And the dream, I was before a supernatural being. It was some kind of king or ruler, and I was being commanded to bow before him. And not only that, I was being commanded to say that you are my God, that he was my God. And in the dream, I was petrified. It must have been like Peter anticipating being dragged into the praetorium and being scourged, and then being dragged out to the cross and being crucified. I was petrified. And in the dream, I was bowed in this dark scene. Again, difficult to describe the fear. And I failed. I was then asked pointedly, and do you say that I am your God, the man of lawlessness? And I failed, and I didn't say, yes, you are my God. I just said, of course. And there was a kind of acquiescing but it wasn't like Daniel. And this is my point. The church must prepare. I must prepare. We all must prepare to be like Daniel, who, regardless of the consequences, would never bow before Nebuchadnezzar's golden image. The church today are failing miserably, chronically, to prepare for the time when we will be commanded to say of someone or something else, you are my God, when Christ alone, the one who comes, the King of the Jews, he is the only wise God, and he is the only one worthy to be proclaimed and worshipped as such. So we must prepare, the church must prepare. The current activity, the current spiritual activity in the Christian church of this nation and the nations of the West is a joke.